first step is I create black and white artwork on the computer. What I do is before I print them, I make 2 of them, so when I print them out on the film, I can stack them on top of each other, ensuring that the black is black and not letting any light through. This is the film that I use. As I said before, I got it on Amazon.com. I can print it right through my laser printer, and it works great. Okay, as you can see, 2 have printed out on the paper. Next step, what I need to do is tape them together. That way I'm positive that they won't shift. This is a little bit tricky just because it's hard to see exactly. This is probably the most critical part of the whole thing, making sure it is all lined up. Because if it's not lined up, then you're partially blocking light in one area, partially blocking light in another. As you can see, so close. Again, this line around here, if I only see one, that means that they're lined up. In the stamps, any black area is going to be raised. So my goal is these dots right here, that's Braille, so I need them to be raised. This little dragonfly will be raised, all this text will be raised. I'm just going to throw that on there. Okay. The next step is to take the film, which is put together, and there's this acrylic clamp that has magnets all along the side here. You put your film down, image side up, so you make sure you can read it, or however you want it to be positive. The 2 different types of, they're essentially the same thing. This was through Just Right. They don't, it's justright.com. They do not sell them anymore. But Image Pack, which you'll see, Image Pack here, same idea. I have a supplier that is actually an Etsy seller that I use. It's actually cheaper and easier than going actually directly through the wholesaler, because I don't buy the quantities that I need to get the discount. So for this one, I have it sized for a small pack. So I'm going to be making a small stamp. And you'll see here is my film. I'm going to put the gel pack on top of it, making sure it's far enough away from the edges, because if it's too close to the edges, then your stamp gets a little bit distorted. And you'll see it's straight and centered. I put the clamp over top of it, and what that does is it flattens it. A stamp needs to be done in 2 different steps. The back side is, if you think of like the backing of a stamp, that's what you're going to do first, and then you're going to flip it over to do actually where the negative area is. The stamp needs to run on the back side for 2 minutes. So I'm going to set my timer. I have my lamp here, which has a lot of salt on it, but is 8 inches off of this top surface. I'm going to center it. I'm going to put my light on, which is just, again, a 40-watt halogen lamp. Wow. And I'm going to set my timer. Oops. So it's going to start running. So in 2 minutes, the back side will be done. After those first 2 minutes are up, you're going to set the timer for 4 minutes. This is the time that I find works best for me. And then we're going to do the back surface. So now if you think about what the concept of this is now, that the light coming through, wherever it can't get through because it is blocked by the black, that will not cure. So anywhere where the light is hitting in the next 4 minutes will somewhat harden. Again, anywhere where it's not will still be liquid. So the next step would be, after the curing is done, we're going to cut it from, we're going to pull it out of the clamp, we're going to pull it from from here, and then we're going to cut it out. And here goes our timer. So we're going to open it up, turn the light off, because otherwise it would continue to cure. And it's a little bit dark in here, but I don't know if you can kind of see. You can see the outline of the image. We're going to cut it open. Careful not to cut into the stamp itself, or your image area. And then what I do is I just pull off the one side. It helps keep it a little bit stiffer. So you can kind of see, there's a little bit of, you can kind of see it a little bit. Okay, so we're going to take our stamp and run it under water to get some of the uncured liquid polymer out. Use a little bit of dish soap and kind of scrub it around in there to start the process. This did come with the pack that I got, but it was like a $100 pack, so I think you can just get, it's just a soft bristle brush, and we're just going to rinse it. Scrub it all out. You can really start to see, you can see the braille in there already. This is probably one of the more important parts, to get all of the uncured out, because if you don't, then you're going to have a lumpy looking surface. Slippery little fucker. And as you can see the text, you can see the braille. That's good. So the next step, this is one of the final steps, is to take your, there's a water tray, and then we're going to put it in the water. In the water there is curing salts. The next step is the final cure. What you're looking at right here is a bath of water and salt. The salt is, I don't know if there's anything particularly special about it, but it did come with the kit. Basically what that does is, during the curing process, it makes it so that the stamp itself isn't sticky. So it just takes that stickiness off. They do tell you to have the final cure for a certain amount of time. Their time never worked with me. Basically what you're looking for is a color shift in the stamp. So what I have here is just a simple lamp. I rest it on top, turn it on, and then check it in about 5 minutes. 5 minutes usually hits it, makes it be just the right amount of time. And then once that is up, and this is the least critical point as far as timing, yes, you can actually cook your, if you forget about it, you can cook the stamp, and it curls and it looks pretty horrible and it gets really hot, because this actually does get pretty toasty. But the end goal is to have a fully cured, stiff stamp. Okay, well, it's been about 5 minutes, so I'm going to pick this up, take a closer look. You notice that the color is a lot lighter now. This is about what you want to aim for. Anything more than that is overkill. It's cured, it's done, it's finished. So I'm going to take it out, dry it off, use the anti-slip spray so the clay doesn't stick to it, because it is still very sticky, and go from there. And there it is.